Hey friends, happy Thanksgiving week. I wanted to do a video today all about nutrition and just general nutrition and give you guys information. There's a lot of misinformation out there and I hate that because people just get really confused on all the different things that the media puts out. There's so much out there. So I just want to share some of my experiences with you just to help you make decisions on how to choose certain foods and all that good stuff. So I hope this is helpful. I know it's Thanksgiving week, so I thought it would be appropriate to talk about food. I also just really love food, so I'm always trying to talk about it. I mean, you know. I hope this video is helpful, and yeah, let's get rolling. All right, so first and foremost, I just want to put a disclaimer out there. I'm not a nutritionist. I'm not a registered dietitian. I don't have any degrees or certifications or any professional elite things around my name. With that being said, I have my own experiences that I want to share with you that I feel maybe you could benefit from when you're trying to figure out food, because it's a really stressful thing for a lot of people. You know, a lot of people can get a program and look at a program and, okay, cool, I can do this exercise program. Now, what do I eat? What is my food made out of? I don't know. So I wanted to just kind of explain a little bit about general nutrition and just go over a couple different types or styles of eating that you can choose that might work for you. So first and foremost, our calories are made up of macronutrients. A lot of times you'll hear it shortened to macros. It's the same thing, it's just easier to call it macros. And so your macros are made up of three things. That's protein, fat, and carbs. Protein has 4 calories per gram, fats have 9 calories per gram, and carbs have 4 calories per gram. So I know that's a lot of numbers and what the heck is this? Here's an example. We'll take peanut butter, for instance. Peanut butter is, most people consider peanut butter a protein source, and while you're not wrong, peanut butter does have protein in it. It's actually primarily a fat source. So if you look at a label, if you read a nutrition label, I'm gonna put one up here on the screen, you'll see that peanut butter has typically about 15 to 16, sometimes 17 grams of fat. And maybe 6 or 7 carb and 6 or 7 protein. So that's kind of the label that you see. And then at the top, you'll get a calorie count. So between those three things, that's what your calories are made of. So typically 2 tablespoons of peanut butter has about 190 calories in it because it's a high fat source. There's nothing wrong with this. Peanut butter is great, but a lot of people don't realize how much peanut butter they're actually eating. So reading a food label, looking at what your food is made out of is going to help you tremendously when you're deciding what you want to eat. So another thing you might hear a lot about is micronutrients, and that's basically just your vitamins and minerals. So things that are plant-based are going to have a lot of micronutrients in it. That's kind of just the general information around nutrition. Now there's so much more going into sports nutrition. This is just the basics, which is typically what a lot of people need to know when they're looking at choosing foods that are going to work for your lifestyle. I wanted to touch on something as well. So there's kind of this thing around good and bad food, and people like to categorize good foods and bad foods. And I just kind of want to stop that right now. There is no such thing as good and bad foods. There is a such thing as foods that are better for you or more healthy for you and less healthy. You have to look at it on a spectrum, not good, bad, nothing in between. That's just, it creates a lot of really bad binging habits and restricting and binging, and we want to avoid that. I've been there and done that, and it sucks. And so if you can develop more of a habits-based approach to eating and just choosing foods that make you feel better, because why don't you want to feel better? Of course you want to eat foods that are gonna fuel you for your day and fuel you for your workouts and all those things. food is fuel. Food is delicious, but food is also fuel. So it's good to have foods that are going to give you that energy that you need to perform and to just live your daily life. But knowing that like it's okay if you have a donut. Like a lot of times, you know, I'll eat like a really good lunch and a really good breakfast and dinner and all these things, but I'm like, I still want to have a donut, so I'm gonna eat it because I like it and I enjoy it and it works for me. Which brings me to my next point of all the different styles of eating. And there are a lot of them, and I've tried all of them, or at least the main ones. I've done clean eating, I did Whole30. I've done macronutrient, like tracking my macros, and also like the flexible dieting. I've done intuitive eating. I've done intermittent fasting. And right now I'm doing just more of like a habits-based intuitive eating like mixture. There's so much out there. And there's no right or wrong way or no method that's better than another. You just have to find out what works for you. I tried clean eating. It was the hardest thing I've ever done. I did it for 30 days. I didn't eat any added sugar, anything. I read every label I ever looked at. It was exhausting, but I learned so much about food. I tried tracking my macros, discovered that I had an eating disorder with binge eating. And so, well, that's not gonna work for me. I've tried intermittent fasting where you eat like in a window of time and then you fast in a window of time. So eating all of your food within like an 8-hour window and then fasting for 16, that's one approach. There is intuitive eating. So more so like, all right, I eat when I'm hungry. I eat when I have hunger cues. I just listen to my body and I respond by feeding it what I feel like it needs. If I crave something, I'm gonna eat it. And now, like I said, I'm doing a little bit more of that as well as like a habits-based approach. So just noticing like, okay, this food makes me feel this way, I probably shouldn't eat it, or maybe I'll eat it again and see if it makes me feel the same way. So just figuring out like how my body responds to certain foods. And yeah, that's really what it comes down to, is experimenting, getting curious, realizing that you are your own experiment, you are in control of what you put in your body. And you know, obviously you want to choose foods that have nutrients in it, but it's okay if you eat foods that don't. It's okay if you enjoy Thanksgiving, you enjoy the holidays. There's so much stress around it, and it's not designed to be a stressful time. It's supposed to be a time to be with family and friends and just live your life. At the end of the day, choose something that's going to work for you and your lifestyle. And that's what it's about. You have to choose things that are gonna work for you, because if you don't love it and you don't enjoy it, you're not gonna do it, and that's not really, it's not a good situation. So that's my biggest advice. I hope this is helpful. I know Thanksgiving and the holidays can be stressful. Choose foods that you know make you feel better. Just experiment, try things. You never know what you're gonna like. I didn't like peppers for the longest time, and now I add that into like almost every meal. I always cook peppers. Love peppers. Just, you know, there's so much that you can do. You have to get curious. You have to invest in your health. That's really what it comes down to, and just finding methods that work for your lifestyle. So yeah, I hope this is helpful. If you have any questions about any of the, you know, different methods you can use in your life to incorporate nutrition, good nutrition, please reach out to me. All of my information is always in the description box. You can always comment below. I hope you guys have a great Thanksgiving. Eat a lot of turkey, maybe some pumpkin pie. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. That's all I have to say. So I hope you guys have a great week, and I will see you next week. Peace out.